Feel that? Playoff electricity in the Bay hits different, and it's not only because there's a game on Sunday. It's the pressure that tries to creep into the building right when you can't afford even one crack in focus. There's a tug of war happening over a key piece of this operation. There's a playoff flashback that might turn into a usable blueprint if we can survive long enough to use it. And there's the kind of recognition that should fire you up while also raising the stakes. January doesn't care how you looked in the regular season. It cares what you do when the stadium gets loud and the margin disappears. If you're riding with the 49ers faithful, hit like, make sure you're subscribed, and drop your take in the comments, because I already know this is gonna start arguments. Now let's get into the noise that's trying to squeeze its way into the week. Teams are coming for our defensive coordinator, Robert Salah. The list of NFL teams requesting an interview keeps growing. According to NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport, the Miami Dolphins have requested an interview with Salah, becoming the 5th team to do so. Miami joins the Baltimore Ravens, Arizona Cardinals, Tennessee Titans, and Atlanta Falcons as teams showing interest. Before anybody panics, the league has rules for this, and the timing matters. Salah and the Niners are preparing for the NFC wildcard matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles, and he can begin interviewing after San Francisco's playoff game concludes. When he was asked whether the increased interest has become a distraction during the postseason, Salah didn't blink. He said the league has done a really nice job structuring the interview process to allow people to focus on the job at hand, so he hasn't thought about any of it. He knows things come in, but that's not something he has to deal with until next week, so he's completely focused on Philly. Be honest, you love hearing that, but it still tightens your stomach a little, right? Because zoom out, and it's a real moment. Salah is in the first year of his second stint with the 49ers after being rehired last offseason. He previously served as San Francisco's defensive coordinator from 2017 through 2020 before being hired as the head coach of the New York Jets, a role he held from 2021 to 2024. And even with a defense that finished the regular season ranked 20th in total yards allowed and 13th in points allowed, the context matters. This unit got hit hard by injuries, including the loss of All-Pros Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. Yet the Niners stayed competitive down the stretch, finished 12-5, and earned a playoff berth. So here's the tension point. If this defense walks into Philly and puts together one nasty, playoff-type performance in the toughest environment, what happens to those interview requests next week? That interest turns into a sprint, and the locker room has to keep the outside from becoming inside. That's the job. But while everyone's staring at the present, there's something powerful about remembering what this franchise has already done when the odds looked ugly. If you're walking into Philly thinking the Niners have never pulled off a road playoff upset, that's just not true. It won't be easy to knock off the Eagles on Sunday. Physical team, battle-tested, home crowd, real identity. But the Niners have been the road team that ruins a party. This 2025 season has felt different than other Kyle Shanahan playoff runs, but the closest comparison is 2021, mainly because of how many injuries San Francisco faced. That iteration of the 49ers had to go on the road as well, sneaking into the playoffs as the number 6 seed, much like they did in 2025. This year, at least, San Francisco knew they would be in before the final week, but the vibe is familiar. You're in somebody else's stadium, and the world is daring you to blink. That year, San Francisco beat the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card round. Then came the divisional round, and that's where it got real. The Niners had to go and face the Green Bay Packers, well rested after earning a bye week for being the number 1 seed in the NFC, and looking determined to return quarterback Aaron Rodgers to the Super Bowl. The Niners were on the road in a snowy, icy, frigid game at Lambeau Field. Offense was scarce in the game, and the 49ers actually scored no touchdowns offensively, their lone touchdown coming courtesy of a blocked punt in the 4th quarter. The Niners ended up winning 13-10 on a last-second field goal by Robbie Gould. It was a major upset and gave fans hope that maybe this team had enough magic to win the Super Bowl. Of course, San Francisco ended up losing the NFC Championship game in typical heartbreaking fashion to the Rams the following week, but at least the Niners now have a template to draw on for how to win a tough playoff game on the road. Hang around, keep it close, steal a swing moment. The obvious difference, and we can't ignore it, is that the 2021 squad had a solid defense led by linebacker Fred Warner and edge rusher Nick Bosa, who are both currently injured. They were able to limit that Packers offense basically all game long, and it is very questionable whether San Francisco's current defensive unit can do the same to Philadelphia. It is not a perfect analogy, but if the Niners can hang tough and keep it a game going into the fourth quarter, and can just get one big takeaway or a big special teams play, then maybe they can upset the Eagles. And that's why this next part hits. The 49ers are headed to the playoffs with plenty of individual recognition to back up their 12-5 season. On Friday morning, the Associated Press announced its 2025 All-Pro team, and 3 49ers made the cut. Running back Christian McCaffrey and fullback Kyle Juszczyk were named first-team All-Pros, while left tackle Trent Williams earned second-team honors. For a team that finished third in the NFC West despite winning 12 games, the All-Pro selections serve as validation that championship-caliber talent is still here. Now they just need to prove it in the postseason. McCaffrey's first-team selection as a first-team All-Pro at the all-purpose position should surprise no one. The 29-year-old put together another elite season, totaling 2,126 scrimmage yards and 17 touchdowns. He rushed for 1,202 yards and 10 touchdowns, while adding 102 receptions for 924 yards and 7 receiving scores. That marks the third time in his career he has surpassed 2,000 scrimmage yards and his 5th season with at least 1,000 rushing yards. McCaffrey finished the season with the second most yards from scrimmage in the NFL and the third most combined rushing and receiving touchdowns. He is a dual threat weapon in every sense of the term, and defenses still have no answer for him. This is McCaffrey's 4th All-Pro honor overall and his 3rd first-team selection. At this point, he is building a resume that should land him in Canton one day. 4 All-Pro selections, multiple 2,000-yard seasons, and sustained dominance in both the running and passing game. That is Hall of Fame caliber production. The 49ers are leaning on him heavily in the playoffs. And Friday's All-Pro selection is just another reminder of why he is the focal point of their offense. Then there's Juszczyk. Fullbacks are a dying breed in today's NFL, but he keeps proving the position still matters. The 34-year-old earned his 2nd first-team All-Pro selection and 3rd All-Pro honor overall. In 17 games, he recorded 24 receptions for 213 yards and 2 touchdowns. His 213 receiving yards led all fullbacks this season, but his impact goes far beyond the stat sheet. Juszczyk is a crucial run blocker in Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. He opens holes for McCaffrey, creates mismatches in the passing game, and gives the 49ers versatility that most teams simply do not have. Defenses have to account for him on every snap, and that creates opportunities for everyone else. At 34 years old, Juszczyk is still performing at an elite level. This is his 3rd career All-Pro selection, with his previous honors coming in 2023, first team, and 2024, second team. He has been the best fullback in football for years, and Friday's announcement is just further proof. And Trent Williams earned second-team All-Pro honors at left tackle, marking his 4th All-Pro selection overall. At 37 years old, Williams continues to play at an elite level. He's started 16 games this season and posted a 91.5 overall grade from Pro Football Focus, the 3rd highest among all offensive tackles. He also earned a 92.8 run blocking grade, ranking 2nd at his position. Williams missed the end of the regular season due to a hamstring injury and is listed as questionable for Sunday's wild card matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. Williams said it will be a game-time decision, though he is confident he will play. His presence, or absence, could be the difference between advancing and going home early. So when you strip away the hype, this wild card matchup against Philadelphia comes down to 4 non-negotiables. 1 game, Win or go home. Talent matters, but execution matters more. You have to start fast and play balanced football on offense. The biggest mistake you can make against the Eagles is letting them dictate the tempo. No slow starts, no feeling it out drives. Establish the run early. Force Philadelphia's defense to respect play action and open up the middle of the field. Balanced football keeps the pass rush honest and allows the quarterback to stay in rhythm. Early points put pressure on Philadelphia to chase the game, and that's exactly where the 49ers want them. You have to win in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Playoff football is trench warfare, and this game will be decided up front. Offensively, the 49ers line must control the line of scrimmage, create lanes in the run game, and keep the pocket clean. No free runners, no blown assignments. Defensively, it's about setting the tone early. The defensive front has to be physical, disruptive, and relentless. Win first down, collapse the pocket, make every snap uncomfortable. If the 49ers dominate the trenches, everything else falls into place. You have to finish drives with touchdowns. Field goals won't cut it in the playoffs. When the 49ers cross midfield, they have to think 6, not 3. This is about execution and discipline. Clean routes, decisive throws, and physical runs near the goal line. Touchdowns demoralize defenses and shift momentum fast. If the 49ers are efficient in the red zone, the Eagles will be playing from behind all night. And you have to play clean football and limit the penalties. You cannot beat yourself in January. Penalties extend drives, kill momentum, and flip field position, especially against a team as opportunistic as Philadelphia. The 49ers must play smart, composed football from kickoff to final whistle. No pre-snap penalties, no unnecessary roughness, and no mental mistakes in critical moments. Play fast, play physical, but play clean. That's the whole picture. The Salah interest shows the league still respects what's being built here. The 2021 memory proves a road playoff upset can happen if you're willing to suffer for 4 quarters. The All-Pros are a reminder that elite talent still wears red and gold. And those 4 keys make it simple. It's not magic, it's execution. So let me ask you this. Do you think this roster is ready to write another chapter? Or are we protecting a legacy instead of chasing the next one? If you're feeling it, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and get in the comments. I want to know exactly where you think this game turns in our favor.